March 7th, 2010, and I'm talking with Jim Johnson, Donnie Larson, Ray Berg, and Rod Eaton. If you guys wouldn't mind, could you tell me your full name, date of birth, and hometown?
Rod Eaton. Date of birth, January 11th, 1944. And my hometown is Minneapolis.
James Calvin Johnson. Date of birth, August 25, 1943. My hometown is Waterloo, Iowa.
Donald Larson, August 20th, 1943, hometown, north side of Minneapolis.
Raymond Berg. What am I supposed to say?
You're on it over again. Name, date of birth, hometown.
Johnson.
Come on.
Raymond Berg, hometown, Brooklyn Center. Date of birth, 7/18/41.
Let's go around again, and we'll just keep going. We'll kind of go this way, but I would like to know what the very first local band you saw play live was and where. Rod, you?
Oh boy, I don't know that I can remember. Some of the earlier bands I saw, like the Everly Brothers. Man, I don't know what the first one I saw was. I really don't.
How about local bands?
Local bands, oh.
We'll come back. Want to come back?
No, Wagner and the Bops would have been the first one, I think.
Mike Wagner and
Mike
the Bops?
Wagner and the Bops.
Where were they playing?
Out in,
It was the Crystal Coliseum.
well, it was a roller rink in Crystal.
Crystal Coliseum.
Is it called the Coliseum?
Yep,
Yeah.
Crystal
Okay.
Coliseum.
Jim, first local band you saw play live?
It was the Big M's.
Where'd
It
you
was
see
at the
them?
Minneapolis Auditorium. I was in 10th grade, and I wore a pair of striped corduroys, red and black.
Do you know who was in the Big M's?
I don't have a clue.
What kind of music did they play?
They were playing R&B.
R&B.
And I remember seeing the guitar player, and I remember thinking, I could do that.
Donnie, first band you saw, local band.
Big M's at North High, Jim. And at that time, I think Augie Garcia had something to do with that band. They were playing R&B, and it was the Cole Punky or Jerry Cole were playing drums. A couple of local legends.
What year roughly are we in now?
Probably 61,
61.
60, 61. Then after that, it was Mike Wagner and Bob's, Jim Thaxter, the Travelers, them guys.
Ray, first band, local band you saw
Mike
live?
Wagner and the Bops at Crystal Coliseum, and it was probably 58 to 60, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
What kind of place was the Crystal Coliseum? And where was it located?
on now County Road 82, I think it is.
Yeah.
81.
81.
52 then.
52 then, 152.
Right,
probably.
just a few blocks from
Just-
where the Clock Restaurant used to be in
Right.
Crystal.
Right, just north of Robbinsdale,
Yeah,
about
it
a
was
mile.
a dump.
It was a Quonset hut.
Yeah, it was a
It was a Quonset
Yeah.
hut.
Round roof?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Quonset hut.
Was that
But it was great. Mike Wagner, Jim Thaxter,
Yeah, everybody played there.
Damon Lee and the Diablos and the Dorados. They were probably the best of the bunch at that time.
Satellite
Donnie
Dan and the
Dax.
Galaxies.
This is all early rock and roll bands.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
this is 61,
I think it
62.
was prior to 60.
Yeah, we were still in
I was like
rehearsals.
58 for me when I
Yeah,
heard them.
yeah.
So was the Crystal Coliseum kind of a hot spot?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
the spot.
The problem with that was by the time we were ready to play, the Crystal Coliseum was done, and I really wanted to play there.
That was what we all strived.
It was cool.
But they closed. They burned. I think it burned.
think it burned down.
Yeah.
How do you burn a Quonset hut?
Well, I'll tell you.
Let's go through some of these early bands. I'm kind of curious. Jim Thaxter and the Travelers.
When I was in 5th grade, I think. School
I'm gonna
band.
look that up. I can, you know.
And I can't tell you what kind it was, I don't remember. I played it for about a month and a half.
Jim, first instrument you bought?
It was a trumpet. I was 8 years old. My mom and dad bought it for me.
8 years old.
Well, I always wanted a guitar, but that was not considered a band instrument. Okay, so and once,
Okay.
well, I don't want
All right,
the wordage of what they considered guitars back then, but
Donnie, first instrument you bought?
Magnetone bass. that Jim Johnson and Russ Hagen picked out for me. And
you will buy this guitar.
We will buy this guitar. It's 35-inch scale. It was huge, but it was.
call
Mine.
your mama.
Like
Yeah, but now,
that's
yeah.
mine. Little Richard's bass player played one. That's why I didn't say you gotta have that one.
You remember